And after the Ishmael Yamson roundtable discussion of business, what have you picked? It's time for us to give you business news updates here on Metro TV. We're live from the Akua Boahema studio at Northridge. Follow us on metrotvghana.com. Also follow us on Metro TV _GH on Instagram and Twitter. I am Ania Fompo. Let's take a look at headlines of stories coming up. High-level delegation of police officers from the national headquarters visiting Nkranza following clash between the youth and police officers on Tuesday, which left one person dead and others sustaining injuries. Environmentalists kick against government's plan to develop Achimota Forest into Eco Park, insisting that the move will lead to a further degradation of the environment. On the foreign front, Russia Defense Ministry says 959 Ukrainian fighters from the Mariupol steelworks have been taken to the Russian-controlled territory since Monday. And now the news in detail. After 8 people got injured and were admitted at the St. Teresa Hospital at Nkranza during the clash between the youth and the police on Tuesday, the first casualty was confirmed dead upon arrival. One is currently in the severe condition, with 4 others also on admission. Now 2 people were treated and discharged. Meanwhile, a high-level delegation of the police officials from Accra has touched down in Nkranza following the disturbances there. And before we hear from our correspondent here, here is a Bono East Regional Minister addressing a news conference on Tuesday.
The details of this issue came to us, I think, just last week, Friday, that a young gentleman called Abedonko was arrested on the 25th of April, being suspected of a crime. He was sent to the police station at the Nkranza Municipal Police Station. After about 30 minutes or so, he was taken away from the police station by a department of the police called the Police Intelligence Division. And for 3 weeks, there wasn't any sign of his whereabouts. In just a couple of days, or about 3 or 4 days, that we got to know that, in fact, he's no more, that he's passed on. The youth in Nkranza, as expected in any other area, took to the streets to demonstrate their anger in respect to the treatment that the boy did receive from the police. Regional Security Council, of which I'm the chairperson, met that Friday when we got a hint that there was going to be a demonstration. We came here to Nkranza. We're joined by the Uncle Biahina of Nkranza. We called the youth leaders. We calmed them down and they dispersed to their various homes. Cleared the wood of the tiles, of all the tiles, and then made the place beautiful. We didn't sleep thereafter. On Saturday morning, we had another regional security committee meeting. And after that meeting, we came back to Nkranza, met with the youth, not only this time, not only the leaders, but the entire youth of Nkranza.
Well, my colleague Ibrahim Abode is there and joins us live for more. Ibrahim, thank you for your time. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Newsbeat. So, what is happening with the youth now? Have they all, retreated and gone back into their homes, or they are still on the streets?
Well, currently I'm in front of the Nkranza police station, and some of the youths are actually around. They are observing proceedings. As we speak, the regional minister with that of the police team that came in a meeting with the traditional leaders and then other opinion leaders. So some of the youths or residents decided to draw closer to actually hear something from those personalities that they have respect for. So currently in front of the Nkranza police station, it's not really easy. We have a high-powered delegation from the police service, and we have a number of them. We have about five buses that brought police from other places to this particular place, and we have numerous pickups full of police officers, and we have one water canal that is also packed. So that is what is happening now, and this is exactly where the issue transpired yesterday. And as we speak, I can see sandals lying down, and it belongs to one of the victims, and then a hat belonging to one of them with blood oozing, blood being touched. So next to me, I see another sandals in front of me, and that also belongs to one of the victims. So this is exactly where the issue transpired yesterday. And then, yesterday, unfortunately, the youth were able to get into the police station. They broke, and then all inmates that were present were discharged by the youth. So that is how it looks. It looks like now, and there seems to be calm.
This water cannon you mentioned, was it there yesterday when the youth was demonstrating?
It wasn't really there. It came later on in the night.
Do you know where it came from?
I am told it came from Sunyani, that is the former Brong-Ahafo regional capital, now the Bono regional capital. So that is what I am told, that they came from Sunyani.
So the police does not have maybe a water cannon in Nkranza, especially in the area where the youth went irate?
It wasn't available, and I can say that even that incident that happened between the youth and the police wasn't really the Nkranza police. It was a reinforcement that came, I am told, from Techimai, and that was the encounter that they had. And by then, the youth had already broken into the police station. So those police officers that came were really trying to, evict the youth from that action, and that really led to that particular incident. There wasn't anything like the water canal, there wasn't anything like tear gas, there wasn't anything like any decorous, equipment that was used to, disperse the youth, other than that unfortunate shooting of and killing of an innocent person.
So what's the state of the injured and the victim? I mean, the one that has died, we're told that one is in a critical condition. What is his state? And the others who have sustained various degrees of injuries, what can you tell us about them?
The one died is currently at the mortuary. Those that are injured, one is actually in a severe condition now, critical condition. The others are also, responding to treatment. And then 2 were treated and discharged yesterday. So that is how it happened. Yesterday, earlier on, 4 people were shot. And then later on, another 4 were shot. And it was because after the 4 were shot, the youth didn't really, take it lightly. And they continued the action. And that led to another shooting. So that is how it is.
So in all, 8 people sustained gunshot wounds with 1 dead.
Yes, so 8 people got wounded. But when we got to the hospital, the hospital authorities had said that there are some of them that they can't authenticate whether it is gunshot or whatever until they do some examination to really verify whether it's gunshot. But the one that is currently in the critical condition is reported to have been shot in the stomach and that of the chest, and some on their legs, and then other places. But the one that died instantly, he was shot in the head. So that is how it is.
Very traumatizing account. The police alleged that some inmates actually escaped when the youth attacked the police station. Can you confirm this?
Yes, we are actually told so, that the youth actually, they really got into the police station. And I can see that some of the cars that were parked there, had their windscreen being broken. and then some other items being, vandalized or destroyed. So they also indicated that 9 inmates were there, and then they were freed by the angry youth. And then some documents belonging to the police service were also burned. That is what we are told. So it's something that, it looks like the youth really went beyond other levels. So we also have some of the youth around. I will do my best to see whether I can speak to them.
If you check the conversations they're having, do they still sound angry?
Some look very sad, some look angry. They are blaming, excuses. This one is blaming that, that one is blaming that. So it looked like they are completely disappointed in what happened, and then they are disappointed in the authorities, and some are just angry, some look very sad. They are sitting down just observing what is happening. And yes, some shops around this area didn't really open today because of what transpired yesterday. So I can see about 10 shops being closed. Those closer to the police station, just a few, opened because of what, happened yesterday.
All right, Ibrahim, we'll leave you here. Just keep monitoring, the developments, and we'll definitely get back to you on this matter. So now the paramount chief of the Nkranza Traditional Council, Nana Kwame Bafo IV, has called on the Inspector General of Police to, as a matter of urgency, come out with information on the whereabouts of Albert Donkor. According to the chief, although relatives are calm and calm has been restored, the IGP must act swiftly.
Paramount Chief of Nkranza Traditional Council, Nana Kwame Bafo IV, said they no longer feel safe in the municipality since the disappearance of Albert Donkor. He called on the authorities to make sure the investigation surrounding the killing is thoroughly done.
IGP and then for regional commander and district commander. I'll move Krumha. Say, DC Krumhano, and yet I'm ranting one.
What happened in this town is not pleasant. The youth are restless. The inaction of the police in times like this is very worrying. We thought the police was our friend, but if they arrest suspects and they don't return them home alive, it creates a frightening situation. So we plead with the IGP together with the district and regional commanders for the area to, as a matter of urgency, let us know the whereabouts of the boy so we can inform the youth. Nonetheless, we appeal to the youth to remain calm.
Na yentiminya bibi nkanchire omo na asumdwe mra krom ha emrantie no so no ebesere mu se bibi ba se ya hey no.
Meanwhile, the youth leader for the Nkranza Youth Association for Development, Nananya Koabebiu, presented their petition to the Traditional Council and stated that the youth of Nkranza need nothing but justice. He said as youth of the area, they will commit to peace, but called on the security agencies to act in a more professional manner.
Justice. Say,
Demand justice. This is because something of this sort has happened before. The police killed someone in this community. Though we called for justice, it didn't yield any result. It's been 8 years since that incident, and history has repeated itself. Since our chief has given his words to ensure the boy gets justice, we promise to remain calm.
I had a petition, Emma Regional Minister. Yes, and was said, Basabasa Biansi, Nadeda Biasunsi, said the Debia Asun Yuahano. Yabasan said, Surprising for a baby said, Mano, but your baby will be as a baby, but you grab anybody. Now, soon you blank was a man. Said the present for you about Quakrana, the first from the bar. That's one of my father.
So on this Albert Donko development, the Ghana Police Service says it has launched investigations into the death of a robbery suspect at Nkranza. Now, here are excerpts of the statements as given by the police, and it says that in the Bono East region, police gathered intelligence that the suspect, Albert Donko, and a gang of 5 other suspected armed robbers, whose names are being withheld for investigation purposes, were involved in several armed robbery attacks in the region, including armed robbery attacks at Nkranza on April 19 and 2022. It goes on to say, based on the intelligence, an operation was conducted during the suspect Albert Donko was shot. He was rushed to the Holy Family Hospital for medical attention, but he was pronounced dead on arrival. Following the death of the suspect, Albert Donko, the Bono East Regional Police Command held engagement with the family of the deceased and other relevant stakeholders in response to the concerns regarding the incident. Also, the Police Professional Standards Bureau has commenced an investigation into the incident to ascertain whether the operation was carried out in line with the standard operation procedures of the service. A team from the PBSB has visited the area in this regard, and that is the Police Professional Standards Bureau. Now, in addition, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufo-Dampare, spoke with the family on the telephone and has constituted a high-powered delegation led by COP Christian Tete Nyonwonu, the Director General Administration, to visit Nkranza tomorrow, Wednesday, which is today, May 18, 2022, for further engagement with all stakeholders. Right, and the 8th one says that in view of the PBSB investigation, we urge the public to avoid unfounded speculation which have the potential to prejudice the outcome of the ongoing investigation. And it says, we wish to assure the good people of Ghana that we are committed to ensuring the safety and security of all. We urge you to support us in the fight against violent crimes in our country. Signed by DCOP Kwesi Ofori, Director General Public Affairs. Now, let's do some more. Stay a little longer on this story. Join us via Zoom is a member of Parliament for Nkranza South constituency, Emmanuel Kwejo Ejekum, to tell us more. Honorable Member, thank you so much for your time. You're welcome. Good afternoon to you. So, may I ask, where are you currently?
I'm currently in the family house of the young man, Albert.
Albert Donko?
Yes, please.
Okay, and what have you gathered?
Well, it's the same thing that I mentioned to you yesterday. Apparently, the police command and the regional command were here, and they actually explained to the family that what has happened was not actually right. But then in the police service, they have some bad notes in it. They are telling the family that they should calm down and there will be an investigation. Contrary to the statement that the police service issued yesterday.
Exactly. There's so much inconsistencies in the report being given, the account of the people, the account of the police, and even a statement that's been captured. How are we going to, put that together and get the truth and facts out of what happened?
There is inconsistency because the whole thing, in the first place, the police wanted to concede something. That is why Albert was shot and taken off from, was shot dead. Apart from that, whatever I'm gathering from the grounds, I can only tell you what actually transpired, what actually happened from the house. The fact is the young man was picked from his house together with her mother. The mother went to the police station. Mm-hmm. His statement was taken. Within 3 hours, the young man was killed. This is extrajudicial killing. The same extrajudicial killing that has been happening in Ghana recently, but nobody is talking about it. So They just want to start doing it all the time. Recently, 2 policemen were killed in Ashaman, extrajudicial killing. And probably this is what our policemen have been trained to do now.
The police say we have to stay away from speculations, but with the inconsistencies of accounts we're taking or we're gathering in the media, there's one that says that there was a robbery, indeed a robbery incident, that also involved a police officer, which the deceased Albert Donko had information on that, and so there are rumors really that he was a target of the police. We cannot really confirm this, but we can say that there's so much secrecy surrounding this happening, but there's very little hope that justice will be, granted the family of Albert Donko.
There is no little hope. In fact, if we have an independent verifier, if I say independent verifier, if we have an independent body doing an autopsy, at least 1 or 2 independent bodies doing an autopsy, we will know the actual bullet. We will know who shot Albert. We will know where it transpired. This is very simple. It's not going to be something difficult at all, because definitely the bullet that was used to kill Albert, somebody, an independent expert, will be able to tell us how it happened. And there were 6-7 policemen involved. They should be detained. They should be interviewed. They should actually, if I were to, anyway, I would not be able to say that because I don't belong to that club. If I were to be part of that, the club, those people would have been interdicted by now. Now the police in Kwanza are saying that they are not the people who took the young man to go and shoot him. It is rather different police from Accra that took the young man and went and killed him. In fact, if you look at the statement that they have written, you have read the statement. You know that even that same statement, there is inconsistency in the statement. And that same statement was what was used for the previous ones. If you look at it, you can see clearly. So there is something wrong somewhere. Look, Albert, they said he was an armed robber, isn't it? But the police, the grandfather is here. He's an old man, over 90-something years. He cannot speak English, but he will be able to tell you in Akanda, when the police were here, the family members were here, and they said to the family that they know what has happened is wrong. The police said it here. They said they know what has happened is wrong. And trust me, it is wrong. This is an extrajudicial killing. We don't have to condone it. Even let's say that Albert was an armed robber. You have to take him to court.
Yeah.
You don't kill him within 3 hours. You don't. The same strategy, they went and killed the other policeman. So if they talk about speculation, this statement they've written for you is the same statement. If you want, check it with the previous statement. Even some of the words are the same. Some of the words are the same. Check it. If you want, check the previous statement that they've issued. Whenever there's an extrajudicial, even me, at one point the police said to me that there was a gun exchange between Albert and the police. Somebody you've picked from the house without a gun. The last time I checked, your hand cannot shoot. The last time, my last check. It's only the Ghana Police Club that will be able to tell you that if you don't have a gun, you can still have an exchange of fire with 7 policemen who are having guns. Look, you can read the statement yourself and look at it, the inconsistency. And when you come to the last bit of the statement, they come back again to say that they are going to investigate. What are you going to investigate? When you said Albert is an armed robber. Armed robbers, the last time I checked in the Ghana's law, there's nothing like when you pick an armed robber, you go to the bush and shoot him and kill him.
There's a current video that Metro TV is showing on the screen now, and you see police in action as though they are on a war front, where they have pointed guns at civilians, unarmed civilians, and I think in an attempt to disperse them as a crowd that is irating. So, I mean, can you tell us, given us an account on the security situation in Kranza, should any situation of this arise? Is this how the police always act? They don't have any crowd control mechanism to deploy before the use of guns?
No. The crowd control system that I know now with the Ghana police is that you use live bullet to be shooting. What you've just mentioned is what actually happened yesterday.
Right.
Yesterday, another person was shot dead. Mm-hmm. They killed another person yesterday. And they shot 3 extra people yesterday who are critically there at the hospital. I'm yet to go there. They shot 3 other people, killed 1 person yesterday. Live bullet. This is the training we have in our police system. So your guess is as good as mine. Whatever transfer. And this very one again, they will issue another statement for you. This statement, they will issue that in town there were armed robbers facing the police and they have a gunfire exchange. This is another statement. I think the statement, they printed it down. So when it happens, then they change the words, put the cities in and those things. That is what happened. Because it's the same statement. The wording is the same. Number 1, then they read the same. Number 2, then it's the same. Number 3, the same. Check it. If I'm lying, check with the previous statement that they issued. Same statement, no difference. The difference is in the other one were 2 policemen. This one is Albert. The place, the other one was Ashaman. This one is in Kranza. Check it. And if you read the statement yourself carefully, you can clearly say that, look, there is inconsistency in even the statement.
What are you going to do from here?
We are dealing with a very powerful club in Ghana. It's a club that when you join, you can do anything and go free. I can give you several examples. If you're a policeman in Ghana and you shoot, all what they do is they'll say, oh, there was an exchange of fire. If you're a policeman in Ghana and you drive past, you wrongly drive or you use a motorbike that is not licensed, you can even use that same motorbike that is not licensed to arrest somebody whose motorbike is also not licensed because you belong to a club. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a system. It's very difficult, but we'll push it. That is why we are asking for an independent inquiry into this case, because you cannot use the same police to investigate the same police people and come out with any justice. You know, because Albert is not the first person. There has been previous circumstances, but the point is most people, they don't talk about it.
Right.
It is because Albert, we are championing it. And most people have been championing for justice for George Floyd. I've been saying that, including you, let's get justice for Albert and let's stop extrajudicial killing in Ghana.
Right.
You kill somebody.
Right. Honorable, we'll get back to you because this is really a not relaxing situation, and so we know you're working at it. We'll speak with you again. Now, let's stay a little longer with Nkranza. 1 person on Tuesday was shot dead by the police, while others are in critical condition during a clash between the police and the youth of Nkranza on Wednesday. Now, the latest action by the security has brought to question the crowd management skills of security personnel. In this report, we chronicle a series of incidents where police officers have shot and killed protesters.
Crowd control remains paramount in the work of security personnel. In recent times, the police, in the quest to manage angry crowd, have ended up killing some of the protesters. In Kaswa, 2 police officers, Lance Corporal Isifu Tahiru and Corporal Samuel Buama, missed their shot, which led to the death of Musa Muhammad during a confrontation with some customers of JVC in 2019. In another development, soldiers, in their bid to manage the crowd at Ashaiman on Sunday, April 5, 2020, mistakenly shot a civilian alleged to have attempted disarming a soldier. In Ejra, in the Ashanti region, 2 protesters were shot dead and several others sustained various degrees of injuries while protesting the killing of Kaka, an activist and a member of #FixTheCountry movement. Another incident occurred in Lamashegu, where 1 person reportedly died while several others sustained various degrees of injury after some police personnel in Tamale clashed with the youth of Lamashegu. The police officers were later interdicted. The latest is in Nkranza, in the Bono East region, where the community accused the police of killing an innocent trader in a suspected armed robbery incident. The family of the 28-year-old trader alleged to have suffered police brutality. During a protest by angry youth on Tuesday, the police allegedly shot and killed 1 of the young persons, leaving several others injured. The latest incident has sparked outrage among community members who have threatened a reprisal.
Adam Bona joins us via Zoom for a conversation on this development of a story that happened in Kasoa. Adam Bona, thank you for your time and thank you for always responding to us on security issues. So, what is your first take on this latest development on Nkranza?
Good afternoon, Annie. I think I will caution and appeal to the leaders in the Nkranza area who are speaking. I think listening to the MP, I have listened to him or we have shared other platforms on other sister stations. When the young man died in the hands of the police. And so some of us yesterday saw this coming and appealed that leaders, traditional leaders, the government, local, leaders, the minister, the regional minister, the MC, and the rest should tone down their lamentation, because the more persons like the member of parliament in the area speaks this way, the more they give enough fuel or petrol to the agitating youth to do a lot more, things that are, I would term as reprehensible. And at times we find ourselves as a member of the ECOWAS, area where we have terrorism everywhere. We need to be mindful of what we are saying. And so I would caution the MP and the way he's going about it. Yes, for now, let's concentrate on bringing lasting peace to Nkranza, because then the more the youth get agitated and destroy things, he is a member of parliament for the area. The onus will be on him and the MC and government to repair any damage that will be brought to the area. Already 2 lives are lost. One lost the first instance, another life has been lost. So I would want to appeal to him directly, and the regional minister, the MCs, and anyone who is talking, not to attempt to do anything or say anything that will be used as a panacea to go and wrong. But I would move my comments.
Well, yes, but as a political leader, sometimes you take a posture for the people to understand that you are with them, because the people's reaction is not just getting out of the house and acting because they just want to be unlawful. They are reacting to a continuous attempt by the police to commit crime and make it look like the people are in discipline. Because we have just given an account of how the police always escape it when they either accidentally or deliberately commit crimes like this. Like he said, who are you to gun down even a suspected armed robber?
So my point is that if probably persons like him and others who probably
I'm sorry. I think we're having a challenge with your line. I don't know if you can. I've seen that you've parked in your car. Hello? Okay, let's just take a break. When we come back, we'll try and restore him back online to get his analysis as a security analyst on this development of security breakdown, sort of, if you may call it, in the area of Nkranza. You're also watching Newsbeat. We'll be back. Welcome back to Newsbeat. We've been exploring updates and different angles of the Nkranza security situation. But let's move on to the forest area. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Jinapor, says the Achimota Forest will soon be developed into state-of-the-art eco-park project, refuting claims that government intends to sell the forest reserve on Good Evening Ghana with Paul Adumotre. The sector minister said the proposed project will be the same standards as parks in the New York and in London.
The matter before us, or the concern and the anxiety and the allegations and the agitations, all of it boiled down to the singular issue that the Achimota forest is being sold.
Yes.
Or that the Achimota forest is being compromised.
Yes.
Now, there are two instruments in my hands which, for me, establish beyond reasonable doubt that the Achimota forest is not being sold, is not being compromised, that on the contrary, the Achimota forest is being preserved, and the plan is actually to develop the Achimota forest into a true forest space for Accra in the likes of Hyde Park of London, Central Park of New York, and so on and so forth, which will serve Accra well and which will serve the Ghanaian people well.
So my colleague Henry Kwesi Bedu is standing by with the natural resource and environment activist Obed Owusu-Adai for more on the forest and governance.
I'm standing by right in front of the Forestry Commission head office in the heart of the forest reserve that is criticism from the side of the minority and also some environmentalists and also some Ghanaians. We are in the heart of it. I'll be shortly joined by an environmentalist who has a lot of concerns over what is about happening. But from what you said, we've heard the sector minister, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, speak yesterday on Good Evening Ghana and also at a press conference, allaying fears of the environmentalists that I'll be speaking to and some Ghanaians that the forest is up for sale. What he said is that 90 acres of the over 300 acres of land has been given to the original owners. It's been given to them for lease for 99 years. So joining me is Obed Owusu-Adai. He is co-founder of Eco Care Ghana. Today you've been doing some rounds. You've spoken to some, executives or leaders or leadership of the Forestry Commission. What have they been telling you, and what is your concern on what has come up, what has been the subject of conversation since yesterday, that the Achimota forest is being put up for sale after President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo de-gazetted, that is AI 144, which meant that the forest could be kept as a forest reserve. What are your concerns?
Thank you very much. There are a bit of concerns that for us as environmental NGOs, we have a lot of issues. First of all, technically and legally, we think the government might be doing what they feel is right, but environmentally and conservation-wise, there are several things that are wrong with and we'll take it one after the other. When you come to the legal and the technical issues, yes, Achimota is a forest reserve, and by being a forest reserve, the government or the president has the authority to de-gazette areas of, some part of it, or even the whole reserve, and give it back to the land owners. When, and this is very important, when the land owners request for that. The second part is that did the Owu family petition, and when was this petitioning done? From what we listened to the Minister yesterday at Good Evening Ghana, he did indicate that in 2007 that the first petition was done to President Kufuor, and in 2013 an executive directive for the land to be, some portions to be given to the Owu family, and that what they have just done is to issue an executive instrument, gazette a portion, and give it to the Owu family for a period of 99 years. So this is what is wrong with it. Just last November, we were all in Glasgow, and the minister was there when we submitted our NDCs, the nationally determined contributions, where we have pledged to reduce our emissions from climate change and the things that we're doing by de-gazetting the forest. And most important, it's a forest. De-gazetting it and giving it to the family, it means that forest is going to be cut.
That is just 90 acres of the entire initially given to government to be used as a forest reserve, right?
My brother, even if it is 5 acres or 10 acres or 20 acres, the technical thing is that some portions of a forest is going to be cut. Okay. And when you are cutting a forest, this is
but the contention from the minister is that portion wasn't used for the intended purpose of using it as a forest reserve. That is coming back to get the 90 acres.
That cannot be true, because when you look at the Achimota forest as an enclave, the whole area is earmarked as a forest reserve. So what the minister meant to say is that there were certain portions of it that were not developed, that trees were not planted and they did not protect it. So it is the fault of the Forestry Commission that they failed to do their protective duty for people to encroach and take over those areas. So that cannot be a basis for de-gazette.
Time, I'll ask my final question and, so that we move on. The minister has also said that this forest, I think over 227 acres of it, is being given to the ecotourism park. Does that mean that some of the forest areas will be cut? That has been the concern. And the de-gazetting of this forest area, does that mean that some of the lands could be sold to other persons if this ecotourism park is being started by government and also the company that has gone into agreement with government to do that?
Yes, so there are two portions to the argument you are making. You are missing the 2 points. The first point is that the place that has been de-gazetted has been given to the Owu family, so they reserve the right to give it to any third-party developer. They can go for estate companies and give it to them. That is why the EI was issued to de-gazette, meaning that it's no more under protection and the family can do with it. The part that will still be a forest reserve, where they are intending to do the ecotourism, that part is still under management, and they cannot do brown development. I mean, building to it without the ministry's consent or being signed off by the Forestry Commission. So there are two different parts. What I am aware, and I remember in 2013. To bring ICANN to come and develop the place, and the similar thing, they brought a map, nice map showing 30% brown development, and we kicked against it. At least 90% green development and a minimum of 10% brown development if you want to maintain it. And yesterday the minister cited in New York City. If you visited these places, you realize that almost 99% of it is still forest. There were small remnants of brown development just for coffee and people to sit on. So bringing investors to develop an ecotourism.
We'll extend some discussion on this at Chimoto Forest, and let's see where we'll get to. It's time for us to go into the world of business, and Kenneth Jesse is standing by to give us updates. Ken, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Annie. Up next is business. Hello again. World trade leaders have converged in Ghana to explore how trade organizations can foster growth of small and medium-sized businesses. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Efua Assabi-Asare, speaking at the conference, says her outfit is interested in supporting small businesses to be competitive in order to thrive on the world market.
The Ghana Export Promotion Authority, in collaboration with the International Trade Center, have officially opened the 13th World Trade Promotion Organizations Conference in Accra. The conference, which is hosting participants from 57 countries, will expose them to learning best practices and strategies employed by other countries to sustain businesses. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Efua Assabi-Asare, has been speaking on growing small businesses despite global uncertainties.
We can all testify that at the pinnacle of COVID-19, it is small businesses that have been the cornerstone of progress and sustainability. Risks are threats, but they also bring opportunities. The Ghana Export Promotion Authority, an agency of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is committed to supporting small businesses build on their capacities and build a kind of resilience that will enable them compete favorably on the international markets.
The Executive Director of the International Trade Center, Pamela Cook-Hamilton, called for global support for businesses.
The way SMEs have been damaged over the last 2 years is unparalleled in history, at least in recent history. And so it has become so much more critical for trade promotion organizations like all of you gathered here to come together to share experiences, to examine what have we done right, What are the challenges that we currently face?
The Secretary General of African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, His Excellency Wamkele Menen, expressed delight as AfCFTA and ITC signed a memorandum of understanding to promote SMEs and women.
And so I am very optimistic about the AfCFTA. I'm very optimistic that with the support of the ITC, particularly in areas where we don't have the experience, such as the development of small medium enterprises, inclusivity in terms of women and young people, entrepreneurs, that this is the experience and the expertise that we will benefit from and ensure that this agreement is implemented not for the big corporates in Africa, but for small medium enterprises and for our young entrepreneurs.
Minister for Trade and Industry, Alan Tremontin, highlighted the need for Africa to add value to its raw materials to foster change and growth on the continent.
And that's it for business. My name is Kenneth. Jesse Phil John Corte is standing by with the latest in sports. Phil, take us away.
Thank you very much, Ken. Up next, we will bring you the latest in sports. My name is Phil John Quality. Week 29 of the Ghana Premier League will start with the Ashanti Derby being the cracker of the week. That should take place tomorrow. But today at the Accra Sports Stadium, defending champions Accra Asafok will welcome Bibiani Gold Stars. We have a preview.
The 2021-22 Ghana Premier League bounces back with midweek matches after Hearts of Oak and Bechem United set the tone for a mouth-watering final fixture in the ongoing MTN FA Cup this season, with the Phobians edging the Woodside Dreams FC 3-2 at the Accra Sports Stadium, while informed Bechem United defeated Adriana Stars by 2-0 at the Golden City Park in Brekum. Fresh from securing their second successive final in the top knockout tournament, defending champions Hearts of Oak will host Bibiani Gold Stars at their fortress in Accra. In the reverse fixture, the Rainbow Club defeated the formerly known Complex Stars 1-0 at the Dance Park thanks to a beautiful strike from defender James Sewonu, and will be looking forward to completing a double over their opponent for this afternoon's fixture. Currently, Hearts of Oak lies fourth on the Ghana Premier League table with 44 points after 28 games, 6 places better than Bibiani Gold Stars, who are 11th with 38 points after match day 28. Recent statistics sees the Phobians winning 3 and drawing 2 in their last 5 competitive games, whereas the side from Bibiani have lost their last 5 games and won only 3, all at their home grounds. Despite the mass strange disease that hit the camp of the defending champions, which hospitalized some members of the playing body a day to the match day, Communications Director of the club, Kwame Opariado, is still confident of victory to keep their faint hopes of retaining the league title alive.
Let me call upon all of Hearts of Oak supporters, even though it's a midweek game, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., we still expect that at least the love that we have for Phobia will all be there at Accra Sports Stadium to throw our support behind the team. In the first round, when we went to Gold Stars, Bibiani, we won 1-0. They are coming back here with a different focus. They will also want to dominate the headlines right after the game. So we are keeping good focus together with the supporters. When we get there, I'm very positive that it will not be an easy game, but then the 3 points is the most important thing that we are working for.
League leaders Asante Kotoko will travel to the Obuasi Linkley Stadium on Thursday to take on Ashanti Gold, who have been in the news since Monday after they were demoted to the Division 2 League by the Ghana Football Association's Disciplinary Committee for match manipulation. Statistically, the Porcupine Warriors have won 8 of their last 20 games played between both sides, with the Miners claiming 6 wins and 6 games ending in a draw. The Kumapim Lads are ahead of their city rivals 2-1 in terms of win on the back of draws in recent meetings.
Well, that's it for sports. My name is Phil John Quaten and I are standing by for the latest in showbiz. Nana?
Thank you, Johnny. Entertainment is next. My name is Nanaya Tanobwache. Now, to our first story, Afro-pop singer and music entrepreneur Mr. Easy is bringing back his celebrated Dirty Rave event in a major way in 2022. The event is set to kick off with a tour to Ghana's universities, leading to the main anticipated Dirty Rave events in December.
The Road to Dirty Rave tour takes place this summer between July 31 and August 31. The University of Cape Coast, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and the University of Ghana are the confirmed 3 universities, while the 4th university will be selected following the results of an online poll. Each event will be hosted by Mr. Easy, with performances from surprise guests airing live across Africa. Since its inception in 2017, Dirty Rave has been a major draw of West Africa's calendar, bringing an all-star cast of international performers to Accra, including Rick Ross, Kaffy, Giggs, Afro-B, Cranium, Kim Promise, Simi, Buseswa, and Kiddy, alongside sets from Africa's top DJs. Due to COVID-19, Mr. Easy puts the event on ice following 2019's Rick Ross headlined edition, but with demand for outdoor entertainment, Mr. Easy has been forced to bring back the event with the theme, The Fun.
And that's all on entertainment. Annie, over to you.
Thank you, Nanaya. Now let's do some international stories. Now, on international front, Russia's defense ministry says that 959 Ukrainian fighters from the Mariupol steelworks have been taken to Russia-controlled territory since Monday. Ukraine is calling for a prisoner swap for the evacuated defenders, but their fate is currently uncertain. Ukraine has said how many people it believes have left the complex. Russia says that the fighters will be treated according to the international norms. But a senior Russian politician, Nazi criminals should not be exchanged. And that's what we have for you this afternoon on the news. It came to you live from the Akua Boahima studio. At 2, we're back with Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll bring you news flash at 4 and at 7 p.m. with Newsnight. Thanks for watching.